Hello, my name is Wes and I'm the technical manager for Madimack pool heat pumps. Today I'm excited to show you some of the features and benefits of our latest range, the Elite Silent V3, which is breaking records in 7 of the major pool heating categories. On top of that, I'll show you the latest energy saving device, the Inverter Plus, which transforms any single speed pump into a variable speed pump. So I'm going to start with the Elite version 3, which you can see right here, and talk about some of the key features and the records that it's breaking in the industry. So as you can see, it's keeping the similar design as the version 2. This has become an industry standard for Madimack, and it's known and loved throughout the industry of how clean and modern the actual look of the cases. Small design change on the front, which is the diamond controller, which has some more key benefits, which I'll go through later. But what I'm really excited to talk to you about are the 7 major categories in which the Madimack Elite version 3 is excelling and exceeding the benchmarks of the industry to really bring the latest technology to the back garden. So the 7 major firsts of the industry in the Elite version 3. The first is a brand new centrifugal fan. This is actually what has allowed a lot of the major improvements through the efficiency and noise level. I'll go through full detail of the differences of how and why the centrifugal fan is better. But this is the first in a residential application, which brings along all of those additional benefits. It's a first for breaking past a COP of 7 at full speed. So it's got a maximum COP of 16.4, which is also an industry record for inverter technology, just slightly beating the 16.2. We've now gone to 16.4 and a COP of 7 at full speed. And this additional efficiency now allows us to put a 10 amp plug onto an 11 kilowatt unit. So that's a 10 amp on an 11 kilowatt heat pump. On top of that, so it's a premium side airflow. So this is the first in the industry for a 45-degree angular airflow design, which allows the installation conditions to be reduced 100 mil at the back of the machine and only 300 mil either side of the machine as well as 300 at the front. So 300 left and right in the front of the machine and only 100 mil at the back of the machine. Another industry first, 10 years on the compressor. That beats most other premium brands by double. And some of the lower end brands can actually be 5 times more. So that's 10 years, fully comprehensive warranty on the Mitsubishi inverter compressor. Another first is the lower noise level, breaking below the 38 decibel level at low speed, but even at full speed, the 11 kilowatts is only 44 decibels, which is 6 decibels lower than any other unit on the market. Literally no mechanical noise, and even the 40 kilowatt 3-phase unit has a low decibel rating of 51. Which is around 9 decibels lower than any other competitor on the market as well. So that's a lower noise level than even the version 2 by about 15%. Another first is the largest single phase unit on the market at 31.8 kilowatts. So that's a single phase unit, 31.8 kilowatts, which is a 14% increase from our V2 range. And there's nothing else that comes close to it as well. Other smart features. So this is the first to have some really smart controls on the Wi-Fi, which actually can alert you for checking filters if the flow of water is too low. So that could be even a backwash notification, and even checking your filters just to make sure that everything is working perfectly fine. So I'm going to go through all of these categories in a bit more detail, starting with the centrifugal fan and the differences there. So I'm going to talk about the brand new fan design of the Elite version 3 and what has allowed us to excel in all of the 7 categories previously mentioned. So these are the 2 fan designs. This is an industry standard for most residential applications, and this is generally used in a commercial application. Now what we've actually done is we have compacted a residential unit and fan design to be incorporated into a residential application. So you've got all of the benefits and efficiencies of a commercial system in a residential back garden. So really clever technology. What I'll do, I'll just go through some of the reasons why it actually is beneficial. As you can see, the fan blades on a standard system must spin in a sideways direction, and as the air passes through a blade, it pushes forward. Now, the difference in the surface area of this blade compared to multiple fan blades in a sideways direction is around 2 times the surface area of this. So to get the same amount of airflow, this design must spin twice as fast. Now to spin twice as fast, you need more energy. And now you've got a higher velocity of movement of air through a bladed system, which then creates more noise as well. So the way that the centrifugal fan works, and also it pushes the air in a forwards direction. So any noise that the fan creates is in a forwards direction, which usually is into the back garden where most people are. The difference with a centrifugal fan is it actually operates on a 90-degree angular airflow system. So the air is technically sucked in through the middle and then blown out in a 90-degree angle sideways. That's exactly what the V3 does. It sucks the air through the back of the unit and then blows it in a sideways direction. The double surface area of the fan blades allows it to run at half the speed as usual, and will actually increase the efficiency and reduce the noise level as well of the fan design. Those are the major benefits of the centrifugal fan, the first of its kind in the residential pool heat pump application. So another industry first is the installation requirements for ventilation. So the high static fan now allows for a much smaller footprint and a much smaller ventilation requirement, which doesn't impact any of the efficiency whatsoever. So the 11 kilowatt, for example, requires 100 millimeters away from the wall, the back wall, to be able to suck the air in. And then from the side, you need 300 mil either side and to the front of the unit as well. How have we managed to reduce these considerably? Is the first of its kind is a side premium airflow. So not only have we introduced the centrifugal fan, which is spinning here and pushes the air in a sideways direction, but obviously upon installing a heater, you can usually expect to have either an acoustic box, a filter, or even just a pump being in the way, which could be sitting next to the unit. So what we've actually done, instead of having a singular 90-degree angle, we've actually introduced a deflection system within the unit, which pushes the air at a 45-degree forward angular direction. Now this allows that 300 millimeter ventilation requirement to the left and the right of the unit without impacting any reverse cycle of the air, to really improve where these units can sit without being impacted on their performance. Again, 300 mil at the front, and that's purely to get to the controller and to allow that deflection of air in a more forwards and angular direction. So industry first, 100 mil at the back, 300 mil at the sides, really reducing down the overall footprint of the heater itself. So now I'm going to talk about the efficiency of the Madimack Elite version 3 and some of the improvements which have been made over the version 2 model. and how it compares to other systems on the market as well. Again, back to the centrifugal fan, this is what has created a lot of those advantages which no one else can actually match on a residential application. So that's a 16.4 maximum COP at a low running speed of 20%, ambient temperature 27. So those are the industry standard testing conditions which we have achieved higher than any other system on the market. So that's 16.4 COP at low speed, and even at full speed, we've gained around 14% increase in efficiency, up to a COP of 7. One of the other major benefits of the centrifugal fan is low air temperature performance. It actually has a brand new logic within the PCB, so that's the brain of the heater, to actually adjust the flow of air depending on the ambient air temperature. So now we can actually go down to minus 15 degrees. Now the way it actually does that, as you can imagine, lower temperature air has less energy available. So if we can increase the speed and the amount of air passing over the coil, we don't impact the actual output performance, and we still maintain a high efficiency as well. But most of all is that output isn't significantly impacted by the ambient air condition, which actually allows it for all year round swimming efficiently. One of the other standout features of the Madimack Elite version 3 and the Madimack Inverter Plus is the noise level. So here we've got a standard setup with a pump, filter, heat pump and chlorinator all working at the moment, and you can hear that it's a really low noise compared to other competitors on the market. The standard single speed pump here is being controlled at a flow rate of 1900 RPM with the Inverter Plus, and the heater is currently operating at 50%, which is the average noise level of what the heater will actually produce over the season. So a really low noise level, even at maximum speed. It's a simple touch of the button at the moment. This is an 11 kilowatt unit that we're looking at. The maximum decibel level of this is 44, and that's mostly due to airflow noise, literally no mechanical noise coming from the heater at all. So it's a really quiet setup for those noise sensitive locations. So here I can actually give you a quick sneak preview of some of the internals which allow the Madimack to be so quiet. So one of the first things that you can notice is the fully insulated internal compartment. This is what reduces the noise to the industry-leading 36 decibels. And you can see just inside here, we've got a 4 deflector system, which is a full molded reshape of the front panel. And this allows a full airflow ventilation rather than a simple deflector. So that's a fully engineered deflection system to optimize the efficiency of the air going past it, reducing noise and also increasing the efficiency at the back of the unit as well. As you see, all compartments within the unit are fully shielded with insulation. This also helps with temperature from the sun pounding onto the top of the unit, just protecting the electrical componentry. And behind this panel here is actually a box in a box, and that's actually where the compressor is housed. So that's a fully insulated compressor housing as well, to reduce that mechanical noise. Usually the mechanical noise comes from the compressor, and we've done everything that we can to reduce that as possible. That's a quick teardown of the version 3. The Madimack Elite version 3 now has the Diamond Touch controller. This is fully glass, so it's got a real nice premium feel to the actual product itself. And now we actually display a little bit more information for the customer to visualize. This is also really good for installers to visualize the inlet and outlet temperature. to ensure that the temperature differential is correct. As you can see here, we've got medium speed. I'll just unlock the panel. Very simple to do. High speed, which is 100% compressor run speed. Low, which is 50%, and medium, which is around 70 to 80% as well. One of the new things on the version 3 is the compressor speed as well. This is a real-time operation and just really handy to know if the unit is actually switched on or not, because it's so quiet. Sometimes you actually have to visualize if it's actually running or not. That's the Madimack Elite version 3 and the new controller. So this is the latest energy saving device, the Madimack Inverter Plus. This is a plug and play device. As you can see here underneath the bottom, got a single plug which usually plugs into the bottom of the chlorinator, and this female plug is where the single speed pump plugs into. This is a variable speed drive which transforms any single speed pump into a variable speed energy saving pump. On average, the customer can expect to save up to 80% on their filtration time pumps, and a real simple add-on offering to the Madimack heat pump. We're going to go through some of the functions and the control system just to show you exactly how it operates. So here you can see a setup of a single speed pump with a variable speed controller attached to it. This pump is actually operational. It's very hard to hear. It's running at its lowest speed of 1200 RPM. As you can see here, here's the controller. So it's very simple to operate. I've just unlocked it, and then a single button just unlock it. There's a single button for backwash speed. So you can see it's starting to ramp up. The speed of the pump is increasing. So that's a single push button for backwash capability. And what you'll actually find, which is a real key selling point of the Inverter Plus, is the onboard energy monitor. So you can see here 2,900 RPM is the actual speed the pump would normally operate at, and it's pulling just over 1 kilowatt of energy. Through our internal calculator, we can actually state what the optimum RPM level is for their pool. Different pool sizes and different pumps vary. We've got a quick calculator which actually does all that for us to really optimize some of the energy efficiency. So just to give you an example, what we'll do, we'll just drop the pool flow by about 30% to 2000 RPM. And the first thing you can probably notice is the noise level of the pump is drastically being reduced. And we've now, so by just reducing the flow by 30%, we are now at 400 watts, which is a 60% reduction in the running costs. So that's double the energy saving for only half the speed. On top of this, we do have timer options. 4 timers can be set to have different speeds. So this can be useful for suction cleaners or other devices on the system which need to have a higher flow rate, and fully automation ready. The third gland here allows to be controlled by most of the automation systems on the market as well for various speeds. So that's the Madimack Inverter Plus. the latest energy saving device for pool pumps. So quickly, just to summarize the standout features of the Madimack Elite version 3. It's the first with a centrifugal fan in a residential application, improving the efficiency and the noise level. The efficiency getting to 16.4 COP, max running speed COP of 7. The ventilation requirements being reduced down to only 100 millimeters behind the unit, 300 millimeters either side of the unit with the diagonal premium airflow, the 10 years compressor warranty, the lower noise level down to 36 decibels, the smart features on the Wi-Fi applications such as backwash notification, timers and scene settings, and the largest single-phase unit in the market at 31.8 kilowatts. So lots of standout features and a really impressive unit.